All right, so are you ready to like supercharge your English conversations? We're not just talking about picking up a few new words here.
Right.
It's more about how to use those words strategically.
Yeah.
Almost like you're a, I don't know, language ninja or something.
Yeah, I like that.
So today, we're going to take a deep dive into this list called 50 Most Important Daily Words for Advanced English Conversation.
Okay.
But we're going way beyond like just simple definitions. We really want to unpack why these words are so powerful.
Yeah.
And how to actually weave them into your everyday conversations so you can make a real impact.
It's a great list.
Yeah.
What I find so interesting about it is that it's not about like using obscure vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's about choosing words that help you express yourself in any situation with more nuance and precision.
So it's less about like sounding smart and more about being understood.
Exactly.
And maybe even leaving people thinking like, wow, they can really articulate themselves well.
Precisely.
Okay, so where do we even begin with this list?
Well, a good starting point is expressing opinions and emotions with finesse.
Okay.
And there are a few words on this list that are particularly effective for this.
All right, let's hear them.
Intriguing, ambivalent, and exasperated.
I love the word intriguing. It always sounds so sophisticated. Like you're really interested, but on a deeper level.
You're absolutely right. So imagine someone is sharing a new idea with you, and instead of just saying, oh, that's interesting, you say, that's quite intriguing. Can you tell me more about your thought process? So you're not just passively listening, you're actively engaged and eager to explore the topic further.
Yeah, it's like interesting is just acknowledging the idea, but intriguing is like you want to dive deeper.
Precisely.
Okay, I like that.
And then there's ambivalent.
Okay.
It's a great word to use when you have, mixed feelings about something. Let's say you get offered an amazing job opportunity, but it requires you to move to a city that you're not too crazy about.
Yeah.
So you could say, I'm ambivalent about the offer. It perfectly captures that you're weighing the pros and cons.
Yeah, like I see the potential, but I also have some reservations.
Exactly.
Right.
And that level of nuance can be really helpful in your personal and professional life.
Right, because it shows you're considering all sides.
Yes.
Before making a decision.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then we have exasperated.
Yes. We've all been there.
Oh, for sure.
When technology fails us or someone is just being difficult.
The worst.
Exasperated is interesting because it kind of hints at emotional intelligence. It suggests you're aware of your frustration, but you're choosing not to let it control you.
So you're expressing your frustration in a calm and collected way.
Exactly.
Okay.
For example, if you're dealing with a frustrating technical issue, instead of saying, this is driving me crazy, you could say, I'm feeling quite exasperated by this technical glitch. It acknowledges the problem, but in a way that suggests you're looking for a solution, not just venting.
That's a really good point. Especially in a professional setting, using exasperated would make you seem much more composed than just yelling, this is so frustrating.
Exactly. It shows that you can handle challenging situations with grace.
And that's always a valuable asset in any field.
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing how a few well-chosen words can completely change how you express yourself.
Right. Like having a secret weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
So we talk about self-expression, but what about like leveling up in the workplace? What kind of words can help us stand out professionally?
Well, it's less about jargon and more about showcasing those key skills and attributes that employers really value. And I think words like versatile, proactive, and insightful can really make a difference.
Versatile seems like a big one these days, with everyone talking about being adaptable.
It's essential. When you can show a potential employer that you're versatile, it tells them that you're someone who can wear many hats.
Yeah.
And adapt to different situations.
It's like saying, hey, I'm not a one-trick pony.
Exactly.
I can learn and grow with your company.
It shows a growth mindset, which is so important. And then there's proactive.
Okay, what about that one?
It's not just about getting things done. It's about taking initiative, anticipating needs.
It sounds like leadership material.
Exactly.
I used to think proactive was just a buzzword, But then I saw a colleague use it to her advantage, and she ended up getting a promotion.
Really?
Yeah, she was always going above and beyond, always looking for ways to improve things.
That's a great example of proactivity in action.
It definitely made an impression.
It always does.
Okay, so what about insightful?
Well, insightful is all about seeing the bigger picture and offering valuable perspectives.
So it's not just about doing the work. It's about thinking critically about it.
Exactly. Okay, I get it. So you're in a brainstorming session, and you can connect the dots in a way that no one else has thought of. Yeah.
That's insightful.
It's like you have a deeper understanding of the topic.
Exactly.
Okay, so by using these words in a work setting, we can really make a strong impression.
Absolutely.
It's about more than just talking the talk. It's about showing them what we're capable of.
It is. Now, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Because even if you have the perfect resume and you're great at expressing your opinions, you also need to know how to navigate social situations with grace.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think there are a few words on our list that can really help us with this.
Okay, which ones?
Words like charismatic, inquisitive, and even condescending.
Charismatic always makes me think of those people who just light up a room, you know? They have that it factor.
It's true. Charisma can be very powerful.
Yeah.
But it's not just about being the life of the party. It's also about making people feel comfortable and engaged.
Okay.
Being a good listener, showing genuine interest, expressing yourself with confidence. So it's less about being flashy and more about creating a positive vibe.
Exactly.
I like that.
And then you have inquisitive.
Okay.
This is someone who's curious and asks thoughtful questions. They want to learn more about others and the world around them.
That's how you spark good conversation.
Precisely. Instead of just talking about yourself, you're encouraging the other person to share.
And you're showing that you value their thoughts and experiences.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about condescending?
Ah, yes.
That one's a little different.
It is.
It's more about recognizing when someone is being, well, condescending.
Exactly. It's about self-awareness and communication. We need to be mindful of how our words and tone might come across, even when we have good intentions.
It's true. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly. Tone of voice and body language are so important.
They can make or break a conversation.
They really can.
So it's not just about expanding our vocabulary. It's about becoming more attuned to the whole communication process.
I like how you put that.
It's like we're leveling up our emotional intelligence along with our word choices.
Well said. It's about remembering that communication is a two-way street.
Yeah, it's like we're becoming more aware of all those little things that can make or break a conversation.
Exactly. And, you know, we can take this even further.
Oh, how so?
Well, there are 2 more categories on this list of 50 words that can really help boost your fluency.
Okay, I'm listening.
They are describing situations and conditions and advanced verbs for action and change.
Those sound pretty broad.
They do, but trust me, there are some real gems in there.
All right, well, let's hear some examples then.
Okay, so let's start with describing situations and conditions. Words like pivotal, dynamic, and ambiguous can add a lot of depth to your descriptions.
Pivotal is a good one. It's like you're saying something was a turning point, but with more oomph.
Exactly. It highlights the impact of an event on everything that comes after.
It's like that meeting was helpful versus that meeting was pivotal in shaping our company's future.
Exactly. You see the difference.
Yeah, it definitely adds a sense of drama and importance.
It does. And then there's dynamic.
Okay, what about that one?
Well, it's perfect for describing situations that are constantly changing or evolving.
Like the tech industry or the global economy.
Precisely. Or even personal relationships. That can be pretty dynamic too.
Right, because things are never really static.
Exactly. And being able to articulate that fluidity shows a deeper understanding of how things work.
I like that. So what was the last one again?
Ambiguous.
Right, ambiguous.
It's a great word for those moments when things are unclear or open to interpretation.
Like when you're talking about art or literature.
Exactly. Or even complex social issues where there isn't a simple answer.
Yeah, it acknowledges the complexity of the situation.
It does. Now let's move on to the advanced verbs for action and change category.
All right, so we're talking about action words here.
Yes, but we're going beyond simple verbs like do and make.
So more nuanced and specific.
Exactly. Verbs like enhance, facilitate, and prioritize suggest a more thoughtful approach.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
So for example, instead of saying we fixed the problem, you could say we enhanced the system to prevent future issues.
It sounds more proactive, like you're thinking ahead.
Exactly. And what about facilitate?
Facilitate always sounds so professional to me.
It does, doesn't it? It suggests a smooth and collaborative process.
Like our team facilitated the merger between the two companies.
Exactly. It implies seamless coordination.
Okay, and then there's prioritize.
Ah, yes. Prioritize.
I think we could all use a little more prioritizing in our lives.
It's true, isn't it? It's about recognizing what's truly important and focusing on those things.
So instead of saying, I'm busy, you could say, I'm learning to prioritize my tasks based on urgency and importance.
Exactly. It shows a level of self-awareness and control.
So we've covered a lot of ground here, from self-expression to professional success, social dynamics, and even describing complex situations.
We have. And we've only scratched the surface of this list of 50 words.
But I think the real takeaway is that it's not about memorizing definitions. It's about understanding the power of word choice and how it can transform the way we communicate.
You're absolutely right.
It's like we've been given this amazing toolbox filled with linguistic tools. Now it's up to us to go out there and use them to build something amazing.
I love that analogy. And the more you experiment with these words, the more confident you'll become.
So to wrap things up, what's the one key message you want our listeners to take away from this deep dive?
I want them to remember that fluency is not just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about using language strategically to achieve your goals, to connect with others, and to make a real impact.
It's about using our words to build bridges instead of walls.
Beautifully said.
Now, before we go, I have one final question for our listener.
Okay, what is it?
Out of all the amazing words we've talked about today, which one resonated with you the most? Which word will you try using in your conversations this week?
That's a great challenge. I hope everyone takes a moment to really think about that.
After all, language is a living, breathing thing.
It is.
The more we play with it, the more it grows and evolves.
Well said.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the power of language with us. Until next time, happy wordsmithing.